Check 1, 2. Okay, I'm sorry it's gonna be a little echoey in here because we are what's going to be the baby's nursery and we just cleared Alex's bed out of here. So there's not very much furniture other than a desk in that corner. And so I'm sorry if it's a little echoey. There's nothing in here right now other than a crib we're gonna put together later and a dresser. So anyway, welcome back to my channel, everybody. Welcome to a new video. If you're new here, I'm Rachel. Today I want to kind of make a short and sweet video about fertility. Now, disclaimer, I am by no means an expert. I always recommend consulting your doctor, so any advice given in here, I am not a medical professional, I am not a doctor. These are just what I found are my 5 tips to improving your fertility. And as someone that's 40 years old now and got pregnant in 5 months, I'm just here to be helpful and share some insights on how I did it. Again, everybody's body's different, everyone's situation is unique, whether it's hormones, you have PCOS, low ovarian reserve, if you're older and you just have like older eggs. Sometimes it's a matter of egg quality. So again, by no means, I don't want this to be a triggering video to those that have been trying for a long time. I only mean for this video to be helpful. That's the first thing I thought of when I wanted to make the video is how can I share some of my tips on how I did it in hopes of helping somebody else. I was told like it could take me a year and a half. And so the first thing I want to recommend, and again, I don't want the video to get long, so I have my notes here so that we stay on topic. This is going to be, again, 5 tips to improve your fertility. Please consult a doctor. As I mentioned in a disclaimer at the beginning, I'm not a doctor, consult a medical professional. With that being said, I just wanted to open with just talking about, being older and pregnant. I just turned 40 in August of 2023. And so I was worried about fertility. And so the first thing that I did is I consulted a doctor. So my first tip is to schedule a preconception visit so you can get your timing down for your fertile window. Everyone's period cycle is going to look a little bit different. And so when I went in for my preconception visit, basically you go in, you tell them I'm looking to get pregnant, whether you're coming off birth control, which I hadn't been on. The doctor will give you like a realistic time frame for you. Like I know with birth control, it takes a little bit longer to regulate your cycle. If you have a, what's the other thing that gets inserted? A diaphragm. That could look a little bit different as far as regulating your cycle. So again, talk to your doctor. They're going to give you a realistic idea of how long it should take to regulate your cycle and for you to get pregnant. My doctor, since I wasn't on any birth control and since I'm over 35 years of age, she recommended 6 months of trying with good timed intercourse, and if I wasn't pregnant in 6 months to come back and we would discuss my next options. So again, tip number 1, go schedule a preconception visit with your gynecologist, your OBGYN, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how to time your intercourse with your cycle. I was told that, you have your fertile window, which is about 7 days of when you can actually get pregnant, but only about 2 of those are your most fertile days. And so you're like, how do I know which of the days? Well, there's all sorts of tools. So that's why I'm here. I want to share my tips. I want to share my knowledge. If you are a healthy young couple with a regular cycle, after a year of trying, then you should come and see a doctor if you need help. Always schedule the preconception visit anyway, because they're going to give you'll just get a little in-depth, idea of what your specific needs are. So a year of trying if you're healthy and young, and 6 months if a female partner is over 35 years of age. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Also, know your cycle and your hormones. So I have 2 suggestions here. The first one is a little bit more expensive, but it's just more information. And the second one is a little bit cheaper, but will help you time your 2 most fertile windows. The first one I want to recommend is this kit. It's by the brand Prove. It's their complete full cycle fertility insight. This is going to be your new bestie as far as timing. So it's going to give you 3 FSH urine tests to assess your ovarian reserve. You're also going to get 17 multi-hormone urine tests to predict your estrogen, your LH, which is your luteinizing hormone. Those are going to predict your 2 most fertile days and confirm ovulation with your progesterone. So this is, I believe it's $89. I purchased 2 or 3 of these before I actually got pregnant, and it's really cool. You download an app, and when you pee on these urine tests, you take a photo and it uploads it to the app, and it will give you your hormone reading. It's going to be really good information because it'll save that information. You could look back, okay, this cycle looked like this, and you're going to get your timing down about when you can start trying to get pregnant. This, again, if you could stomach the price, it's very much worth it in my opinion, because if you go in and get a blood test and all that at the doctor's, it can add up. The second one, this is a little bit more budget friendly. This is from the brand Easy at Home. Again, it's an app you download called Pre-Mom. You can go to www.premom.com and see kind of how it works. This is just an ovulation test. So all this test is for your LH, so your luteinizing hormone. This was like $9.99, and I think you get 30 ovulation tests and then a little pee cup. So the tests look like this. Then basically you rip it open, you use your first urine sample of the day. There's a little pee cup, so you pee into the little cup, you dip it in, you wait the designated amount of time, they'll explain all this to you, and then you upload it. And again, this is going to tell you your 2 most fertile days. You'll see from the start of your fertile window that it's kind of lower, then you get a spike, and those are the 2 days that you want to try. I think we had 5 months of trying before we found out we were pregnant. And again, this is just really good information. You need to know this in order to get pregnant, for sure. You need to know your fertile window. So those are 2 little things. I will link all of this in the description box below. I have an Amazon storefront now, so I'll make it really easy for you guys. I'll link the fertility one below, and everything I talk about in this video, including the books, the tests, will be in there for easy access. One little pro tip is to check your partner as well. It's not just always the woman that is responsible for infertility issues. So have your partner checked as well. Like Alex got a sperm check, and they'll check their sperm sample for the sperm count, so the overall amount of sperm. Maybe your husband isn't producing enough sperm, or sometimes it looks like there's semen, and so you think there's sperm in there. It could be empty. So it'll give them their sperm count, their motility, how well the sperm are swimming. Some are just kind of having problems swimming, and so they have low motility. They can give you some really good tips on how to increase the motility. And the last one is the morphology, so the shape and size of the sperm. If they're not shaped correctly, they might have a problem swimming. So again, it's just all more information for you guys. Okay, now moving on to tip number 2. That took way too long. Knowledge, I put knowledge is power, so digest as much information as you can about fertility. For example, I'm 40, right? So I'm looking at things for either low ovarian reserve, right? Because I have decreased eggs at this age, or poor egg quality. So for me, I was looking at ways for fertility in your later years in life, okay? So a lot of the books were like, okay, if you're in your 40s trying to get pregnant, you'll want to do A, B, and C. Everyone's situation is unique. Some people just have a hormone imbalance. I know that thyroids can play a huge role in regulating cycles. So get to know your specific information, which again, you can learn more about during your preconception visit. And the more information you have, the better informed decisions that you can make as far as what you can do to improve your chances of getting pregnant. And I really read a book that, you guys, changed my life, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention it, because I think if you have anything that you walk away with today, it's to get this book and read it from cover to cover and take its word as knowledge. It was written by a very informed doctor and has a lot of knowledge about fertility issues. So I'm just going to make 3 book recommendations. Again, all these will be listed in my Amazon storefront. The first one, and this is the most important one I was talking about, it's called It Starts with the Egg. This is all about your egg quality. A lot of times women can be pregnant and they don't even know they're pregnant because it's so early in their pregnancy and they have poor egg quality, and so the pregnancy isn't viable and they think like, oh, my period was just a couple days off. It could also be like oh, my period's heavier than normal. No, you actually were pregnant, you didn't know it, and then you just lost the baby. Usually, they say like 90% of the time, that's due to poor egg quality, and there's so many things that they don't tell you that as women that you can do to really help improve your egg quality. This book is going to tell you everything about that. So it's called It Starts with the Egg, How the Science of Egg Quality Can Help You Get Pregnant Naturally, Prevent Miscarriage, and Improve Your Odds of IVF. So again, this book talks about all the specifics, okay? Phthalates and toxins, hindering fertility, unexpected obstacles to fertility, such as PCOS, and how to choose the right supplements. So it talks about vitamins and things that you could do, like such as CoQ10 is a supplement I started taking right away. Antioxidants, how that affects your egg quality, vitamin C, alpha lipoic acid, restoring your ovulation cycle. So you guys, there's such an abundance of information in here. Even for IVF, if you're going through IVF, this talks about a transfer and how improving your odds of that transfer cycle being successful. It's all in here, so highly recommend it. It was amazing. I'm pretty sure this book is responsible for me getting pregnant. Like, I followed everything that they said in this, and within a month or 2 of reading it, I was pregnant. So please read it. If not for anything else, it will give you really good pro tips about how to increase your chances. Second, again, this deals with my specific circumstances. This was called Yes, You Can Get Pregnant, Natural Ways to Improve Your Fertility Now and Into Your 40s. Don't read that title and be like, oh, I'm not in my 40s, I don't need it. This is a very Eastern medicine kind of way of increasing your fertility odds. So it talks about things like going more natural, being in touch with your body, positive like affirmations, like envisioning yourself pregnant. Your brain is so powerful. So like I would do these affirmations when I was in the bath telling myself I was going to be pregnant. I could envision myself being pregnant. Like, I get emotional just thinking about it because I remember being, discouraged and being like, I'm never going to get pregnant, I'm 40. So anyway, sorry, I'm pregnant now, so that's emotional. But anyway, I highly recommend this. It's just different ways to, again, be in touch with your body, regulating your cycle with food, how gluten-free and things like that could help, your odds. It gives you sample meals, additional treatments to enhance fertility, like for example, acupuncture for fertility. That's a tip I got out of this book. So just digest as much information as you can. I promise you, nothing that you read is wasted information. You just tuck it away and you can kind of utilize it as you're preparing your body, your mind, mentally and physically for pregnancy. So another good book. And then last but not least, this was a little bit of a splurge. I just was really into diet and nutrition because of my multiple sclerosis diagnosis. That's another thing that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, is that going to affect it? If I have inflammation in my body, is that going to affect me getting pregnant? So I kind of started geeking out on diet, which I really believe can heal your body. And this book was amazing. Again, talks all about all the different foods that can help you get pregnant, foods that increase your fertility once you're pregnant. What does your body need? So again, this is called Real Food for Pregnancy, The Science and Wisdom of Optimal Prenatal Nutrition by Lily Nicholas. So worth it. I think I paid $25 or $30 for this, and usually for a soft pack that's kind of expensive, but you guys, so good. Like really, really important is your diet with getting pregnant as well. If you're out of shape, if you are on the side closer to obesity, that could affect your chances of getting pregnant. So really diet is key. Okay, so that's number 2, is just knowledge is power, to digest as much information as possible with your specific situation in mind. Number 3, start taking a prenatal now, like yesterday. As soon as Alex and I decided we wanted kids, before we even got married, I started taking a prenatal to prepare my body for pregnancy. So it takes months for this stuff to start making an impact on your cycle, your egg quality. So I wanted to recommend, my favorite one is the one by Mary Ruth. Let me grab it so you guys can see it. Okay, I'm back. So this is the one that I take. This is the Mary Ruth's Prenatal and Postnatal Multivitamin Liposomal Formula. I actually talked about this on my YouTube channel in a recent Mary Ruth's haul. Again, I was kind of taking supplements for my MS, and then I started taking a lot more after I read that book, It Starts with the Egg, because they're going to recommend a bunch of different things for your specific information and things that are proven to increase your odds of a viable egg. Okay, the egg is the most important thing. If you don't have a good quality egg, you're not gonna get pregnant or stay pregnant. So again, take a prenatal. This is gonna prepare your body for pregnancy, and I like that one. It's just like an orange vanilla flavor, super easy on the stomach. This one does not have iron, so if your doctor says you need an iron supplement with it, like for example, if you don't eat enough red meat, then you can always supplement. Tell people it takes a long time for this stuff to start making an impact. For example, I started taking supplements, and a lot of those supplements like CoQ10, DHEA, evening primrose oil, they take a while for them to start working your body. So as soon as you know you want to get pregnant or start trying, get on these things so they can really get integrated into your body. And then also, this goes without saying, but also eat healthy. I said diet is key. Exercise if you're not exercising. So exercise is really important in a fit body. Get lots of sleep. If you're only getting 5-6 hours of sleep and not deep restful sleep, that can affect your, not only your hormones, but your egg quality. And then take supplements. So again, the ones I recommend are CoQ10, that's proven to increase the quality of your eggs. Vitamin D, super important for a lot of regulation in the body. Vitamin C, DHEA is one specifically for older women. That's, your body makes less of it as you get older, so that's one I started taking. And evening primrose oil, which is just good at regulating women reproductive cycles, period. Like it's just good for women in general to take. So again, prenatal, eat healthy, exercise, get lots of sleep, take supplements, and those are all kind of in, you know, in the same third tip. Okay, tip number 4, journal and envision yourself pregnant. I said, you know, when I was trying to get pregnant, I did lots of self-care. Take good care of yourself, have a me night, you know, make a cup of tea, like relax, like journal, meditate, whatever you need. Relaxation and keeping your stress and anxiety is so important to getting pregnant. They even talk about in this book specifically about things like grounding your body, grounding things like, you know, taking your shoes off and walking on the grass and on the earth. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started reading this book, I was like, okay, this is a little hokey pokey for me. Like it's very, you know, Eastern medicine. But the more I read it, I was like, okay, I actually really like what they're saying here. Talks about being in touch with nature and how nature and the seasons regulate your cycle, and so you should be in touch with that. Eat things it even gives you specific diet recommendations for the time of season to, get your body to be its most vibrant and fertile self. So, I said journaling. I would journal at night because this recommended journaling. Envision yourself pregnant, lots of self-care. Again, Epsom salt baths are something that I would treat myself with. Yoga, okay, yoga is very grounding. Just grounding practices, like, it sounds stupid, but hugging trees, touching the earth, putting your feet, no socks on, no shoes on the earth. And I said meditation. Now, I'm Christian, I always said, okay, I'm not going to meditate. I don't meditate, I pray. Meditation is almost like an internal quietness. That's kind of how I think of it. And I would put on just like a meditation where, I actually had a couple of fertility meditations that I would listen to specifically at night, where again, you're envisioning yourself pregnant and envisioning, your womb being super fertile and super life-giving. And it sounds kind of hokey pokey, you guys, but these are all so important for being in touch with ourselves, being in touch with our body, and regulating our hormones and regulating our circles. So just be kind to yourself. Again, self-fulfilling prophecy, envision yourself pregnant. These things are so important for actually getting pregnant. If you tell yourself, I'll never be pregnant, you get bitter when seeing other pregnant women, that's not healthy. Really relish and take a good care of yourself and just say, I know one day it's going to be my turn. I'm going to have a baby. I can envision myself having this baby. I can envision what my life will be like with my husband when we have this child. Those things are more important than you actually think. Okay. Oh, and I also put on here fertility. One of the things I would do when I was pregnant is I would journal what I'm grateful for the day. Then I turn on my meditation, and I actually bought this tea. Again, I'll link it below. It's shown to increase your odds of regulating your cycle and being fertile. It's called Fertility. You get it, the play on words, it's tea, Fertility. So it is a tea that helps with fertility, and I'll link that below as well. That was kind of my self-care ritual at night, and I think it made a difference. And last but not least, this video is so long, I wanted it to be like 10 minutes. We're 24 minutes in. And the last thing I wanted to recommend is fertility acupuncture. I realize it may not be for everybody. Some insurances cover acupuncture, but it's shown to improve blood flow to your reproductive organs and get things flowing. And specifically what I pulled from when I Googled it, it says acupuncture improves fertility by regulating fertility hormones. Acupuncture also increases the number of good quality eggs, optimizes the uterine environment, and reduces stress and anxiety levels. Acupuncture for males actually increases fertility by increasing sperm quantity and quality. So anyway, I found one called Key Acupuncture Community or something, or Key Community Acupuncture. It's right over here in Brandon, Florida. So if you guys are local and you want to know where that one is, or you want the information, just drop a comment below and I can leave it for you. But I bought a fertility package. I believe it was a package of 6 or 8. Paid like a couple $100 for it. And I was going regularly. I think I went 3 or 4 times, and I couldn't even finish it because I got pregnant before I could finish it. So I think it helps. In fact, when I called her and I said, can I give those to my husband to use? She's like, oh, why? I was like, because I'm pregnant, so I can't come anymore. And she was like, oh, good. Well, I guess it's working. So anyway, I wanted to recommend that. Again, it's one of the things that this book recommended. And I think it helped. Again, it's hard to pinpoint one specific thing. I really truly believe it was a combination of all these things, like a cohesive collective effort. And that's why I wanted to give you guys all these recommendations, because honestly, it's a miracle to be pregnant. It's a blessing. It's a gift. And I don't want to gatekeep it. So all this information, again, I wish there was one spot I could go to and just get some quick tips. Unfortunately, there's a lot of information out there. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. So I just figured I would use everything I've learned and leave it here for you guys in one video. So I hope this was helpful. Good luck getting pregnant. If you are on your journey, I would love to hear from you and pray for you, so leave a comment below. Like this video, it helps other YouTubers and people find my channel, and my video helps me out. And again, I do have to make a disclosure that if you use any of my links below, I do make a small commission off the products listed in my Amazon storefront. But thank you again for supporting me and my channel. Hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys all in my next video.